Good evening, my little sleepy bears, and welcome to another episode of the Sleeping with Heather podcast. I'm your host, Heather, and it's been a hot minute since we last visited. I'm in Tennessee now. I live here, and I love it. I moved here during what the locals call dogwood winter. That fleeting chill that tiptoes back through Tennessee, just as the dogwoods bloom like whispers in the woods. It's a soft rebellion of cold in the heart of spring, when warm days have lured us into dreams of sandals and sun, only to have a brisk wind sweep through. The dogwoods, with their pale petals like folded handkerchiefs, stand steady through the snap. It's June now, and I'm so glad you can join me under this brilliant starry sky. I can see Orion, and I think that bright star in the distance, that's Venus. I'm almost settled into my new place. I got a duck-shaped mug, a couple of bar stools, and a new broom. Did you know you should never bring your old broom into your new place? Never ever. You see, in folklore, your broom doesn't just sweep dust, it sweeps energy. So when you lug it into your new space, you're dragging in all that gunk, junk, exes, overdue bills, bad vibes, and arguments you had while holding it. Let it go. Let the broom go. Get a fresh one and whisper, "You and me, babe. New start." Did you know that in Appalachian tradition, brooms were hung above doorways to ward off unwelcome guests and negative energy? It's true. In Ghana, it's considered incredibly rude to sweep at night. It's believed that you might be sweeping away your own fortune or someone else's. In the Philippines, there's a superstition that if you sweep after sunset, you're sweeping away blessings. Ancient Romans believed brooms made of birch would cleanse both dirt and evil spirits, which is probably why birch smells like judgment. If you couldn't afford a marriage in 19th century Europe, You could simply jump the broom. It's still said to be lucky to jump the broom while holding hands on your wedding day. Lay a broom over your threshold on New Year's Day to keep evil spirits away in the year to come. If a broom randomly falls on the floor, it means company is coming. In some Slavic cultures, brooms were placed bristles up behind doors to keep witches from entering. A broom, salt, and bread completes a traditional housewarming gift. Bread that this house may never know hunger. Salt that life may always have flavor. And broom to sweep away any troubles. Feel the fire crackling beside you. Let your mind settle like dust on a quiet floor. You're safe. You're cozy. You're in the middle of a Knoxville forest with me. Some peepers, some hooters, and some croakers. And that big hairy thing next to the bush behind you. Oh, never mind. It just sunk back into the woods. Maybe it'll come back later and let us pet it. Anyway, how have you been? Oh, I gotcha. Tell me more about that. Interesting. Hey, not to cut you off, will you do me a favor and toss another log onto the fire? The wood is just beside you on the floor there. Now a little more to your left. Over a little more. No, that's the axe. You can throw that in the fire. I suppose I'm done chopping wood. Keep looking. Oh, hey. Yeah, that's my old broom. Go ahead and throw that on the fire. Excellent. Watch how the bristles singe. There are so many lightning bugs out tonight. Do you remember the first time you saw a lightning bug? I was maybe 6. I thought I had caught a star in a jelly jar. Then my cousin told me it was just a beetle with a glowing butt. I think we're all just beetles with glowing butts, really. Trying to look magical, and mostly succeeding when we don't try too hard. My neighbor back home used to say, "Don't trust a man who doesn't pause to look at the fireflies." That same man believed tomatoes were a government trick. But I still think he was onto something. Do you ever wonder if fireflies think we're interesting? Imagine a lightning bug looking at your iPhone flashlight like, "Damn, Brenda, that human's got serious wattage." Have you ever seen an otter eat a watermelon? Let your imagination draw it for you. Tiny hands, big melon, joy. You know, I always thought you could tell a lot about a person by their sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly, comfort seeker. Turkey club, control freak. Hummus and cucumber. Probably owns one of those beautiful ceramic teapots but never uses it. Egg salad. Honestly, respect. That sandwich stinks, and they do not care. I have an idea. Let's play a game. Let's name all the things we could be in another life. I'll start. A moss-covered rock that sings when it rains. A cat who only sleeps on poetry books. The sigh inside a teapot. A lost sock who found purpose as a puppet. The moment right before the first snowflake falls. Okay, it's your turn. I'll wait. Sometimes I imagine there's a small committee in my brain. You know, like a board of directors. They sit around a long walnut table in mismatched chairs. One wears a feather boa. One smokes a pipe. One is asleep. There's always someone taking minutes who doesn't know shorthand. They argue about things like, should we eat that second slice of pie? Are we still in love with that person or just the idea of them? Did we lock the door? And then there's a silence. And someone whispers, what if we moved to Portugal and became a candle maker? And the room goes quiet again because the guy with the pipe is intrigued. You know what I miss? Video store carpet. That particular industrial patterned rug with crumbs of red vines and mystery glitter, and the scent of cracked plastic and possibility. You'd walk through the aisles that hummed with decisions, and touch the covers like ancient ruins. This one, no. That one, maybe. Oh wait, Twister again? I miss rewinding. I miss knowing that someone else had to touch this tape and maybe paused it at the same exact scene where you did. Like a secret handshake across time. I once heard that every person you meet in your dream is someone your brain has seen before. At a gas station, in a crowd, across the busy street. Maybe you saw them for 1 second, and your brain said, I'll save this one for later. like a tiny actor just waiting in the wings, ready to walk into your dream and say, "Hey, I'm your 6th grade gym teacher now. Also, I'm a walrus. Let's rollerblade." Have you ever noticed how socks disappear, but Tupperware lids multiply? I think there's a secret society of lids. They're plotting. And there's probably a parliament of socks somewhere too, debating things like, are we truly lost or just finally free? I once spent a whole summer trying to memorize the constellations. I wanted to name them myself. Orion became Kevin. Cassiopeia, she was Linda. I know it's not scientific, but it felt more personal that way. Like the sky was full of neighbors instead of distant gas. Time is weird, isn't it? Some days stretch like gum. Some disappear like soap bubbles. And sometimes the past walks into a room, sits down beside you, and says nothing, just holds your hand. I keep a list of names I might give to plants someday. Geraldine, Pastor Rick, Gazpacho, Little Jimothy, Denise, the succulent that cannot be killed. I also name my brooms. The new one is called Vivian. She is powerful and silent, and she takes no crap from crumbs. I like to think there's a version of me, age 9, sitting under the dining room table, writing a secret code language in a Lisa Frank notebook. And another me, age 22, smoking cloves on a porch in someone else's hometown, talking about philosophy like I invented the word liminal. They're all still there, wearing too much eyeliner or too little sunscreen. laughing too loud, or crying at commercials. I think about them sometimes, not to judge, just to wave. I read somewhere that cats see ghosts, which explains why my cat stares at corners like they owe her money. And sometimes I stare too, not because I see anything, just in solidarity. Have you ever taken a nap so good you woke up in a new emotional era? Like you lie down thinking everything is terrible, and then you wake up thinking, maybe I'll learn how to make sourdough. That's the kind of sleep I want for you tonight. There's a little diner here in Knoxville that makes waffles shaped like hearts. And I swear to you, when you take a bite, you remember every kindness you've ever been shown. The waitress calls you darling, and you feel baptized. She doesn't know your name, but she knows your soul needs hash browns. I used to believe that if I whispered to my plants, they'd grow faster. Now I believe they just want me to stop singing. Still, I think plants are forgiving. They listen. They grow. They fall over sometimes, but we just repot them. And maybe that's all we need too. A new pot, some sunlight, someone to whisper, "You're doing fine." Want to hear something weird? There's a man in Wisconsin who collects antique doorbells. He doesn't install them. He just rings them one by one as kind of a meditation. He says each one has a different personality. Some sound like polite dinner guests. Others sound like haunted ballerinas. One apparently just yells. Do you ever feel like your thoughts are just a crowd of squirrels? Not evil squirrels, just busy ones. Some are sorting nuts. One is definitely tap dancing. And one, oh no, one is crying because it can't remember what it forgot. That's okay, little squirrel. We forget sometimes. It doesn't mean we're broken. It just means we're tired. I think I'd like to be reincarnated as a library book. Not a bestseller, just a quiet paperback passed from hand to hand, tucked into tote bags, read under blankets and bus windows. Maybe I'd get highlighted or dog-eared. Maybe someone would cry on my pages. And maybe I'd spend one long winter on a dusty shelf beside a copy of Watership Down and a book of maps no one needs, but no one can throw away. You know what's underrated? Waiting rooms. Everyone pretending not to look at each other. The sound of magazine pages turning. The stale coffee. The fish tank with one depressed goldfish named Kevin. In that quiet, something sacred happens. Strangers hold their breath together, and somehow that makes us kin. I hope you're still with me. But if you're not, if you're floating already, halfway to a dream, I'll just keep talking softly for the part of you that lingers. The part that wants to drift, but needs a hand to hold. I'm here. And when I say I'm here, I mean it in the most cosmic way. Not just in Tennessee, not just beside this fire, but in that space where you remember you're okay, where your breath comes back to you like a loyal dog, and you realize You don't need to fix anything right now. You can put it all down. The worry, the to-do list, that weird thing you said in 2009. It's all right. We're under the stars. We're just glowing beetles. Remember? Did you know that goats have accents? They do. A goat from Tennessee sounds different than a goat from France, which makes sense, really. We all bleat a little differently when we're in love. I once loved someone who laughed like wind chimes. And now every breeze through the porch reminds me that joy echoes. There's a theory that when you can't remember why you walked into a room, it's because you passed through a doorway portal, the neurological threshold. Your brain sees the door and says, new scene. Like it's a sitcom set change. And just like that, you forget everything. Which is probably why I keep so many snacks in every room, to make each scene worth forgetting. I think clouds have meetings too, just out of reach, deciding where to go next. Some are gossiping, some are moody, and one little cumulonimbus is just tagging along, shaped like a duck and totally unaware of its beauty. You ever think about how weird hands are? These 5-fingered miracles. Typing, stirring, tucking hair behind ears. They've written breakup letters and carried birthday cakes and held onto subway poles during emotional crises. My hands have made mistakes, but they've also made soup, so I forgive them. Sometimes I buy lemons just to look at them. I don't squeeze them, don't zest them. I let them sit in a bowl and glow. A tiny sun on my kitchen counter. A reminder that not everything has to be useful to be beautiful. I used to think the moon followed my car. Now I think it still might. She's nosy. She's protective. She's got a clipboard and she's checking in like, "You drink enough water today, babe?" You know what's wild? The fact that you and I are alive at the same exact time as octopuses. They dream. They solve puzzles. They escape aquariums just for fun. They're the goth girls of the ocean, and I love them for that. When I was 14, I wrote a poem about a tree that never felt loved because it didn't bear fruit. It wasn't an apple tree. It wasn't a peach tree. It was just a regular shady tree that gave perfect naps and let the wind play in its hair. I called it Tree of Just Being. A little dramatic, sure, but also kind of true. Some things don't need to be productive to be sacred. Let's play another game. Let's imagine what animals we'd be based on how we handle Mondays. I'll go first. I'm a sloth on espresso. Still slow, but very stressed about it. You might be a cat who pretends to forget it's Monday until noon. A crow in a business suit stealing paper clips. Or maybe a raccoon with a tiny planner, always rescheduling breakdowns for later. I hope you've got a blanket over you, or a cat, or a dream. Something warm, something weighty, something that tells your body, hey, it's okay now. I've always believed there's something holy about soft places. The in-between, the in progress, the unbrushed hair and unmatched socks version of you. You don't have to be shiny to be cherished. You can be half-formed and still fully worthy. You can have unread texts and forgotten dishes and still deserve a good dream tonight. Sometimes I think we're all just looking for someone to say, I see you exactly as you are, and I'm still here. Let me be that voice for you tonight. You are seen. You are not too much. You are enough. Even if you never fold the laundry. Somewhere in another dimension, there's a version of you that didn't overthink that text, that took the dance class, that bought the boots even though they weren't on sale. And do you know what? They still get sad. They still don't know what they're doing on Wednesdays. But they're proud of you, this version, just for making it through the day. I once wrote a love letter to my future self and then forgot where I hid it. I hope she finds it someday in a sock drawer or an old book, and smiles. Sometimes I think about the moment right before something happens, like the breath before they kiss, the half second before the roller coaster drops. The silence before a stranger says, "Excuse me," and your whole life shifts by 1 degree. That space, that's where the universe keeps its poetry. The tiny liminal hush where magic still believes in itself. I used to collect fortunes from cookies and keep them in my wallet. Not the lucky numbers, just the sentences. My favorite said, "You are made of moonlight and second chances." That one stayed with me through 3 apartments and 2 bad decisions. I think it was right. Do you know what your laugh sounds like? Really sounds like? I hope you record it one day by accident on a voicemail or an old video. And when you hear it, I hope you feel the way you do when you find $5 in a coat pocket you forgot about. Like a little reward for continuing. There's a bird I see sometimes on my walks. I don't know what kind it is. It's gray and ordinary, but it hops like it knows secrets, like it's late for a meeting of the Council of Tiny Birds who run the world. I once fell in love at a bus stop. He never knew. We didn't speak. But he had a paperback copy of The Little Prince and shoes so worn they looked like they'd run through 5 dreams and a heartbreak. That was enough. Some love is brief. Some is imaginary. Some only lives in the space between 2 glances. And still, it counts. Let's talk about weird dreams. I had one where I lived inside a grocery store. Each aisle was a different version of my life. Aisle 4 was if I'd become a marine biologist. Aisle 9 was if I'd married that guy with the ukulele. There were no prices, just memories on shelves waiting to be noticed. I spent a long time in the cereal section, looking for the kind I used to eat as a kid. Turns out, I was the cereal. I think everyone has one smell that makes them cry. Not always the big ones, like lavender or cinnamon, but something unexpected, like pencil shavings or a certain kind of clean shirt, or tomato plants in the sun. You catch it, and bam, your whole childhood returns for a brief visit. Doesn't knock, just walks in and helps itself to a sandwich. Have you ever sat so still that time forgot to move? It's rare. Usually we're pushing or pulling or watching clocks like lifeguards. But every once in a while, we sync with the hush. We fall into the breath between seconds, and nothing asks us to be anywhere else. That's the place I try to find when I can't sleep. I had a friend who once said, "Let's pretend this moment is a postcard." She'd close her eyes, describe the light, the sound, the feeling, then say, "There, saved. No one can take it." And then we'd go on, richer than before. Do you know what I think we need more of? Benches. Just random benches in places where people forget to rest. Near elevators, in libraries, on the moon. And on every bench, a little plaque that says, "You made it this far." That counts for something. Do you remember being little and pretending the floor was lava? We were so creative in our survival. Throw pillows became stepping stones. Ottomans were islands. The couch was sanctuary. And now here we are, grown up, still trying not to touch the metaphorical lava. I hope you give yourself credit for the invisible things you do, like getting out of bed when you don't want to, or replying to a message when you had nothing left to say, or remembering someone's birthday, or not texting your ex. Quiet victories, soft trophies, a parade of one with confetti only you can see. There's a star I always look for when I can't sleep. I don't know its name. I just call it mine. I think we all deserve one star that listens without interrupting. So pick one now. There. See it? That one's yours. Okay. I think we've wandered long enough for one night. We've strolled through dreams, through spoons and buses, benches and cereal aisles. And now, the fire settles into a sigh, and your limbs get heavy with the good kind of tired. It's time. Let's build a coffee table. A journey of its own. A different kind of odyssey. where Allen keys reign and screws vanish, and you briefly question every choice that led you here. Ready? Take my hand. We'll do it together. But first, have you ever felt nostalgia for something that never happened? Like the memory of a place you've never been. A hallway in a dream. Or a kitchen with green tile and a radio playing Ella Fitzgerald. Where someone loves you very much and hands you a slice of warm pie without needing to ask what kind. Sometimes I think we carry inherited dreams passed down through the bloodline. Maybe my grandmother longed for this pie, and now I taste it in my sleep. There was a summer when I tried to teach myself harmonica. I wasn't very good, but every time I played it, something inside me quieted down. It was like talking to a part of myself that didn't know how to use words. And she was tired and a little lonely. And the harmonica said, "I see you." Have you ever hugged so well you thought, "Oh, this is where I was meant to be"? It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it feels like you just got returned to the shelf where you belonged. I once met a woman who named all her plants after failed relationships. Her fiddle leaf was Benjamin. Her peace lily was Todd. She said it helped her let go. When one died, she'd bury it in the backyard with a eulogy. He was inconsistent with water and emotionally unavailable. Honestly, that's the kind of closure I can respect. I have a theory that everyone has one sound that unlocks a memory so specific it feels like a key. For me, it's the sound of a screen door snapping shut. Instantly, I'm 11, barefoot, holding a popsicle. The air smells like rain on pavement, and someone's cutting grass 2 houses down. I didn't know how safe I was then, but my body remembers. You know what I miss? Letters, handwritten ones, looped L's and even spacing, and the little smudge from your thumb. There was something holy about them. You had to wait. And in the waiting, there was meaning. Anticipation was part of the love. Now it's all read receipts and typing bubbles. Still, somewhere out there, a letter is in transit, and someone's heart is waiting to unfold. There's a little known fact that if you stare at a candle long enough, your brain begins to match its rhythm. The flicker teaches your thoughts how to sway instead of spiral. I think that's what good friends do. They flicker in the dark, so we remember how to glow. I once saw a cloud shaped like a chase lounge, and I imagined my anxiety reclining on it with cucumber slices on its eyes, just relaxing, maybe sipping a mint tea. I hope your worry finds a chase lounge like that. It deserves a break. So do you. One time, I found a rock shaped exactly like a heart. I picked it up, put it in my pocket, and forgot about it until laundry day. When I pulled it out, it was still heart-shaped, but covered in lint and soap dust. And I thought, this is love too. Messy, forgotten for a bit, still holding its shape. If you're still with me, I'm glad. If you've fallen asleep, I'm still here. The fire is just a low whisper now, but it's enough. Enough to remind you that being isn't always about doing. That drifting has its own kind of purpose. That spiraling doesn't mean you're lost. Sometimes it just means you're orbiting something important. I think we're almost ready now. Almost ready to face what no mortal should ever face alone. Yes, it is time to locate Dowel A. To interpret the mysterious glyphs of instruction page 3. To call upon the spirit of the Allen key. The hour of IKEA has arrived. But before we go there, breathe one more time with me. Inhale. Fill your lungs with firefly light and distant music. Hold it. Let the hush catch up. Exhale. Like you're blowing out a candle that forgives you for everything. When you're ready, I'll tell you how to build a coffee table. I'll tell you slowly, with reverence, like we're assembling not just furniture, but a shrine to your own quiet resilience. Ready when you are. Ah, yes, the sacred rite, the heroic quest, the test of patience, dexterity, and one's belief in the linear passage of time. Let us now enter the assembly. Step 1. Lay out all the pieces before you, not in a rush. Gently. As if each camlock were a ruin, as if each wooden panel were a tarot card. Observe them, greet them, name them if you wish. This long one, Gerald. The tiny one that looks like it does nothing, but is somehow vital. That's Denise. Take the Allen key, the humble hexagonal L. It's not just a tool, it's a wand, a tuning fork. Now, take panel A and locate hole 1. Do not ask why it's not next to hole 2. Therein lies the mystery. Insert wooden dowel into hole 1. Firmly, but kindly, like you're pressing a button that says, "Yes, I'm trying." Now, find camlock B. It looks like a small silver moon. Turn it until you hear the click. Not a click. The click. You'll know it. It will sound like an exhale from the ancestors, like the ghosts of furniture past are saying, "You're doing fine, sweetie." Step 2. Summon side panel C. the one that looks just slightly different than side panel D. But if you get them confused, you will unleash an ancient Swedish curse. Slide panel C into groove E along the edge of panel F until it kisses bracket G. There may be resistance. This is normal. This is furniture testing your soul. Pause here. Take a sip of tea or wine or courage. They all taste the same under fluorescent light. Now, using screw H4, not to be confused with bolt H4A, secure the bottom base to the legs. Do not over tighten, or goats will laugh. If you've made it this far without swearing, congratulations. You are either enlightened or you assembled this wrong. Now, gently lower the tabletop. Panel Zenith Prime onto the base. Align all the pegs, dowels, cam locks, hopes, dreams, and generational wishes. Breathe. This is the moment of reckoning. If you feel resistance, flip it. Emotionally or otherwise. Turn it upside down. Try again. Oh, excuse me one moment. I'm getting a phone call from my boss. No, it's okay. Listen, you almost have this all built by yourself. All you have to do is take the tuna salad, put it in a taxi, and send it to Hollywood and Vine. Don't look back. Don't say Beetlejuice 3 times. Don't get them wet. Don't feed them after midnight. And always remember that copy paper must be placed next to the printer it will be used in for up to 24 hours from using it. Apparently, it's a temperature thing. Look it up in the morning when you have a moment. It's true. Copy paper must be the same temperature as the machine that's using it. I really appreciate you being here with me tonight. I am so thankful you chose to fall asleep with me. You are so divine. You are so loved. Sweet dreams, kind, beautiful soul.